Okay, the next tape is our zone blocking tape, and not only, I'm going to talk you through some film and some drill work. I also just want to give you some conceptual work on how we coach the whole zone blocking principles, okay? And I think by going through this overhead presentation first, it'll help you, when I talk through the film, give you a better appreciation for what I'm talking about, okay? Tie it in a little bit better. We have a very simple count system, and it's not very complicated. And on the count system, all we want to do is have the center come out and identify who zero is in the count. Because we feel that once we do that, everyone can be on exactly the same page. And our zone plays, inside and out, are predicated on the ability, a very simple, consistent rule. So in order to have your rule, which I'll get to in 1 second, you need to count the front first. And once zero is identified, everyone in America can figure out who 1, 2, and 3 are. And once you know that, you know exactly who you're blocking, who your rule is, and it should be a very accurate play. Okay? So, when counting, the center is going to determine who zero is. And the way he determines that is anybody on or over him. Okay? And when we see a stack zero Mike Backer, we will identify him as zero. So we come out over here and we call him zero. Now, whoever the center calls zero, though, I mean, that's who it is. Zero. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, if for some reason they were in a dead even stack, okay, then if that were to occur, if it was dead even stack, we'll just take care of putting the higher number on the bottom and the smaller number on top, okay? But it doesn't make any difference. All right, so now staying in the stack family, we identify as a zero backer. He's 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're saying that's not a dead even stack or whatever. All right, we come over here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Center points him out. 0, 0, 0 calls his number out. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, you say to me, Coach, hang on a minute now. Stop right there. I look at buzzer defense. You say anybody on or over the center. There's nobody on him and there's nobody over him. But when we have we either find a zero backer or a nose guard, a shade, okay? And in this case, that's what we have here, a shade or a G. We'll call him 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We do not count DBs in our count, okay? That's a starting point for us. All right, here we go. Come over here, Eagle defense, 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, DB. Okay, now that double eagle front will game plan a little bit. Come over here. Here's the nose. Now he's a shade, so he's on or over me. That's easy. If he was a G, he'd still be 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Eagle G. See, 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, load. Okay, if that guy's more inside, 0, 1, 2, 3. If in fact he was wider, that would be 0, and he'd be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This gets more complicated as this front shifts. See, we're calling this an eagle family front. Because, I mean, sometimes in the load, that guy's really on the center. Say, Coach, but he's covering me, so I got to count him 0. But no, because in the eagle front, that's still the nose, and he's over shifted. So we will still count that 0 to here. Okay? All right, Tiger G, 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. A true buzzer with a shade, that's easier, obviously. 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Don't count DBs, 50 defense. 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, everybody see that simple count system? I don't need to belabor the point. It's pretty easy. Okay, and it helps us in identification of our zone blocking schemes. Now, I want to talk principles for 1 second. I think principles are important, okay? Take notes on this and just pay attention to what I'm talking about. Absorb it. Our zone blocks, okay, are what we call our zone blocks, or combination blocks. Because sometimes you can have a combination block that goes to a backside backer. That's a combo. Our zone blocks are combination blocks that go to a play side linebacker. Are you with me? And that's an important thing to remember. Zone blocks, they're going to a play side backer. Okay? Now, zone for us means we are going to work together. Could be 2 offensive linemen and a tight end, or it could be 3, could be a series of 4, okay? But it's a scheme where we're going to work with partner or partners. Okay? Now, you talk about the evolution of zone schemes. How did zone schemes come about? Let me just take a little piece of paper up here, and I just want to talk to you a little bit about why we even have zone schemes. What's the necessity of them? Well, everyone used to play 50 defense. Let's start it right here. And what started happening was we all had man schemes. No problem. I'm firing off. I'm dry blocking. I got number 2 here. I'm driving them. I got number 3. I'm driving them. I got 1. I'm driving them. That was great. But all of a sudden, these fronts started moving. So all of a sudden we're going to the left here, and I'm going to block my guy. He slants inside. I chase him. I pin this guy. He can't get to the backer. The backer's over the top to make the play. Well, what do we do? What do we do? Well, in these fronts where they're moving, what was happening was it was taking the aggressiveness out of the players. We got to be able to fire off the ball. We can't be worried about stunts and picks. So now, if we have a partnership working together and I rip off the ball, I know I have help inside. I stay on my track. And if that thing goes inside hard, I know my partner's coming. I stay on my track to the backer. I pick him up. Okay? Or if he lines up in there, we can get a double team back to the backer. Is everybody with me? So what do we want? We want freedom to rip off the ball. Okay? We want to be able to create double teams. Okay? And, get great movement and not worry about things. So we went to zone blocking. That's kind of the evolution of it. Now, the numbering system, I just kind of started the lecture with it. I probably should have put this thing up first, but I just wanted you to understand why we have a numbering system. It's for identification and assignment purposes. Okay? Now, let me just explain the rules to you. I don't have a rule page, but I'm going to explain now why it's so important that we have a rule system, okay? You know how we identify fronts, right? Well, now, I'm just going to give you their rules. It's very uncomplicated, all right? Let's assume this is the play side tackle. Here's the tight end. Here's the tight end's rule. His rule is play side gap number 3, okay? That's the tight end's rule. The tackle's rule, play side gap number 2. Okay? The guard's rule, play side gap number 1. The center's rule, play side gap 0. The backside guard's rule, play side gap number 1. The backside tackle's rule, play side gap number 2. The backside tight end, or whoever plays that position, could be a fullback. Okay? His rule, play side gap number 3. Okay? That's it. And what I love about it is, that's easy to remember. I'm a tackle. What's my rule? Front or back side? Play side gap number 2. I'm a tight end. Play side gap number 3. Man, I can remember that. I mean, all our zone plays, that's what I need to remember? Yes, that's what you need to remember. That's not complicated. Now, what does PSG stand for? Play side gap. What does play side gap mean? It means I got the play side gap to number 2, if that's my responsibility. I'm going to step with my play side foot. Okay? Everybody. So if we're going to the right, we're all stepping right. It's not very complicated, is it? It's pretty easy. And I'll talk about whatever little exceptions we have. Okay? So, just so you understand what we're talking about, let's start down here at 50 defense for 1 minute, okay? Everybody see that 50 defense? You know the rules. I'm the tight end. I got number 3. I step play side gap, number 3. Okay? Great. I got him. I'm blocking him. That's it. I'll talk about technique in a minute. I'm a tackle. I got 2. Great. I'm stepping my play side foot. I'm blocking number 2. I'm the guard. Well, my rule is play side gap number 1, but he's an off the line of scrimmage defender. Okay? Well, if I have the off line of scrimmage defender, I got to make a blocking combination zone call to my buddy here. We got to work together. Okay? Whatever your calls are, it doesn't matter to me what your calls are. Okay? Okay, all of a sudden I got to say, okay, hey, we're tagging this, man. We're tagging it. Okay? So now you and I are working together for 1 and 2 because he's off the line. So now we have the potential for a double team right here. The center's got 0. He's blocking 0. The guard's got 1. Well, 1's off the line. Hey, we got to scoop this. So you and I are working together, and we're going to get a double team for 0 and 1. I got 2 on the backside. No problem. I got 2. No one makes a call to me. I'm blocking 2. I step my play side foot. I'm blocking 2. If there's a tight end here or a fullback, they got 3. They're blocking 3. So in 50 defense, we've got 2 double teams right here. Okay? Eagle defense, just to further it. 3, I got 3. No call, I'm on. 2, I got 2. Uh-oh, I got a blocking call because he's uncovered. We tag it. Us 2 got those 2. I got 0. I'm blocking 0 unless I get a blocking call. I'm responsible for 1 and 2. Okay, we have this combination. The tackle's uncovered. He says, hey, we got a blocking call together. I'm working with you, pal. We got to wedge this thing. So now the 2 of us are stepping our play side feet, and we are wedging this back, and we got a double team. So we got a double team here and a double team here. Got a single on the nose, a single on that. Okay, and on the backside here, 3, whether it was a backside tight end or a fullback or whatever, however you're going to approach that. I did that wrong. Should have been here. Okay, you're responsible for 3. All right, everybody with me? Not very complicated. So Once you know your assignment and your rule, you're blocking that person. Okay? Step with your play side foot, and I'll go with the aiming points in a minute. You're blocking that person. Now, when the uncovered lineman makes a make call with you, if in fact he does, now you know you have a partner. So if I'm here and I have a partner, I know I'm ripping off the ball. I have no threat of an inside move. Gives me great freedom. I know as the uncovered man, I don't have to worry about a pick. Now, obviously, things can happen, and we're going to talk about that. But this is just a system of zone blocking. Why do we count? What are the rules? Now, can you guys remember? I got play side gap number 2. That can account for about 6 plays, which is tremendous. It's simple. Let me tell you also, it's easy. If you have to transfer lineman, meaning a guard's got to play a tackle or a guard's got to play a center, it's all the same stuff. All zone blocks are all the same. It doesn't matter what position or what defensive position. It's all based on covered uncovered, which we're going to talk about. So consequently, if the most I have to know to change a position and run zone plays is, if I'm a tackle, I got number 2, and if I'm a center, I got 0, I'm a guard, I got 1, well, that's easy to do. It's easy to remember, okay? Because everything else we coach is generic. It doesn't matter what position you play. You follow me? Okay, now, having said that, let's continue down here and take a look at some more of the zone blocking principles or concepts. Okay, so I just explained to you right now what is a play side gap 1, 2, 3, and what does all that mean. Okay, now principles. Just some principles on combination zone blocking. Okay, and I'll keep going. You're going to hear this again. Number 1, is it an inside zone play or is it an outside zone play? Inside or outside? What is it? You need to know that. Because if it's an inside zone play, you're thinking in your mind, we want double teams, we want movement. Movement. It's a power downhill play. Movement. If it's an outside zone play or zone option, you're no longer thinking about tremendous movement. You're thinking about sealing the front or locking the box, whatever your terminology is. So that tells you something. Okay? What that basically tells you then is all our principles are the same for an inside-outside zone play. What's changed is my attitude and my aiming points. Obviously, the more movement I want, the tighter the landmarks. The wider the play, the outside zone option plays, I'm not looking for so much movement. Excuse me. So now, I want to widen my landmarks because I want to seal the front. That makes common sense. We're going to step with our play side foot, unless the linebacker we're working to happens to come to a direct stack position. Then in that case, we will jam step together. Okay, that's one of the exceptions. We don't have to, but we choose to do that. Okay? We're going to run off the ball if we're working with a partner. We will try to get hip to hip on all of our double teams, right? We don't want to work against each other. And we will always have 4 eyes on the linebacker, meaning me and my partner, as we go through our process and get hip to hip, we will keep our 4 eyes on the backer we're working to. So we can work with each other, and you'll see the drill in a minute, and you'll understand what I was talking about. Who can take over the block and who can deliver the block, and when to come off in the tempo. You have to have 4 eyes. If you try to focus on the down lineman that you both are on and then try to find the backer, it's too late. Always keep 4 eyes on the backer. Now, the next principle in zone blocking is, are you covered or are you uncovered? And we're going to get to that in 1 second. So, you're a lineman. Is there a man covering on the line of scrimmage on you right now? Okay, if he is he a guy that's an outside shade on you, or is he a head-up inside shade on you? You need to know that. Okay, now if you're uncovered, meaning an on-the-line of scrimmage defender is not on you, it might be a linebacker over you. If you're uncovered, is the defender on the covered man that you're going to work with, okay? Is the defender on the covered man that you are going to work with? I'm right down here, okay? Is that defender shaded to you, or is he shaded away from you? I'll show you the diagram. All right, now, our alignments. Obviously, if we're covered, man on us on the line, we want to be as close as we can to the line of scrimmage. If we're uncovered, we like being a little deeper. Why? So that if we're working together, a la this scenario here, okay? If he's covered, he wants to be on the line. I'm a little deeper, so that I can get a better angle of departure onto the combination block. Okay, now uncovered lineman makes the make call. We talked about that, or the zone blocking call. Uncovered lineman. Okay, because otherwise, if you're covered, you're blocking your man until you hear otherwise. And center always determines 0 in the front, so that we can have front recognition, which was what we started with. Okay? So some very basic principles that'll keep being reiterated as I go through, both in overhead and on film. And by the time I'm done, it should be embedded in your brain. Okay? It needs to be embedded in your brain. Now, let's talk about one more concept page. You're sick of concepts, but it's important. Because once you have it, you kind of have it. Once you understand the concept, of inside and outside zone, our numbering system, our landmarks, etc., it doesn't fluctuate, and any lineman can play any position, and you got it for life, forever. It's easy. Okay? So don't get frustrated. Just stay with me, and we'll pound it through between the film and everything. You'll know it. All right. You see up here, I call it generic concept. And the reason I do that, I don't care who these people are right now. For right now's teaching purposes, it's not important to know, is that a tight end, is that a tackle, is that a center, is that a guard, is that front side, is that back side? It really doesn't make that much difference. Okay? I'll give you some clues to help you paint the picture. What I want you to know, though, is it's an inside zone we're talking about right now. Inside zone. So that means in our minds, the point that you need to drive home in your brain is we want movement. Inside zone. Movement. Movement. Tight landmarks. Vertical push. Movement. Okay? Remember that. Don't forget it. Now, remember what I told you before about principles covered and uncovered? Let's go through it in more detail. For example, the covered man. So who's the covered man? It's this guy right here. This O right here is covered. Okay? Now, is that defender outside shade on him or inside shade? Okay? We'll assume he's on the right side to give you some parameters. He's an inside shade. He's inside the combination block, okay? If the play's going this way, that's an inside shade. I probably need to give you that. Inside shade, okay? He's either, we call it either outside or head up inside. Head up and inside are one and the same. Because when a guy's head up, he might as well be inside to me because he can go inside in a heartbeat, okay? So he's either an outside shade or he's a head up inside shade, okay? So, I'm the covered man, I want to know that. Here's my aiming points. My aiming point is always going to be, no matter what the shade is, my aiming point is going to be the play side outside number. That's my aiming point. My footwork, when I have a head up inside shade, my footwork is a tough step. And that means I'm taking my right foot in this case and I'm putting it up and down. Gain no ground, up and down. So that allows my partner to join me. Up and down. My inside foot, I am going to take and I am going to punch it, okay, right through the crotch, okay, of the defender. You with me? Up and down my outside foot, punch it with the crotch. All right, now I'm going to keep my outside arm free. My outside arm is always free because we don't want to have two hands on blocks, okay, unless we feel we're going to end up singled up. And when he's head up inside, it tells us we're probably not going to be singled up. So I want to keep this outside arm free. The arm to the linebacker we're working to, free. You follow me? Okay? All right? Kind of ride the rodeo so you don't get it involved. Because if you take that outside and put it all the way in here, what you're going to do is punch hard to keep your eyes on that backer and your hips move away. Remember what we said, hip to hip? Okay? We're going to deliver a blow with the back of our forearm and get our shoulder into the block here. So up and down with our right foot and get our shoulder into the block. Okay? Stay on track, keep 4 eyes on the linebacker. Wow, that sounded like a lot. It's not. All right? That's the covered man. Now, and that we call him the lead man. The trail man or the uncovered man, he's uncovered here, right? Remember what I told you before? When you're uncovered, what do you want to know? Is the shade to me or is the shade away? Well, the shade is to me right now because he's head up inside. That's to me. Why do I need to know that? Well, that tells me now that I'm going to key the near shoulder of that defender. Sometimes I use the word color of the jersey, okay? But key the near shoulder, all right? Now this footwork here, I'm changing this right now. This really should not be a lateral reach step. It should be a wedge step because we always use wedge steps, okay? For everybody, we use wedge steps, all right, when we're gaining some ground. We're going to wedge step with our play side foot. We're going to key the near shoulder, okay? Now, by us knowing right off the bat the shade's to me, we're already anticipating we're on the double team right now, okay? Now, if it were to move out, we'd stay on track and balance up. So, because the shade of defender's to you, anticipate taking over the block. Therefore, as you take your lateral or wedge step, wedge step, and key near shoulder, attack block with both hands and shoulders. If shoulder goes away, drive up the linebacker, 4 eyes on the linebacker. Now, say, why we come with 2 hands? Because the linebacker we're working to is shaded all the way here. If the linebacker was in the middle, we jam step, both of us keep our outside hands free. Linebacker's here, I keep my outside hand free. I come with 2. If the linebacker was over here, I'd keep this hand free. I'd probably come with 2. You follow me? Okay. Principles. We're just talking principles. Hope I'm not confusing you. Now we come over to this kind of a configuration. Covered man. Is the shade head up inside or outside? Well, he's outside, coach. Okay, no problem. That tells me that I'm kind of anticipating that I'm going to take this on my own. I'm going to make call now because he could slant. But right now, once again, I wedge step. Once again, I step my play side foot. Once again, my aiming point's the same. It's the play side, outside number. Wedge, I'm coming to double punch that play side, outside number. No problem. I'm in good shape. Okay? So that's it for the covered man. 4 eyes on the back of the whole bit. Uncovered man, the trail man. Is that shade to me or is that shade away from me? Well, it's away from me, right? It's away. It's not to me, it's away. So now I'm going to take my wedge step and key to near shoulder, but as I wedge, that thing doesn't come to me, I drive up to the backer. If it came to me, I join the block. So now I'm coming with one hand, one indicator, because I'm anticipating driving to the backer. I'm not anticipating putting two hands on that block, because the back, number one, the backer's over here, and number two, that shade's away from me. You with me? Okay? Come to the last block. The more this thing moves to a stack, all right? Now this happens to be the cover man as a head up inside shade. Really, if that was really a true stack or close to it, now we do something we call jam step. Okay? We're working in these two guys. I could tough step and step up and down with my outside play side foot. And you wouldn't be wrong. I don't have a problem with that. Okay? But sometimes when I get that backer coming all the way in here, I like to step together so we can really knock the stink out of this guy and drive him into the backer. So we'll get hip to hip, step together. Both of us will keep our outside hands free. Both have four eyes on the backer and knock that thing back. We have that in our toolbox, jam step. It's the only time we're not necessarily all stepping with our play side foot. Okay? Otherwise, on zone blocks, we step with our play side feet. Okay? That sometimes we'll leave that exception hanging there. Anybody have any questions? Again, cover man. Is it head up inside or is it outside? Okay? Aiming points. Play side number doesn't change, all three pictures. Footwork. Tough step when it's head up inside. Wedge step outside. Here you can either tough it or you can jam it because of the proximity to backer. Uncovered man. Wedge steps. Is the shade to me or away? Here it's to me. I'm thinking I'm on the block. Hip to hip, four eyes. Here it's away. I'm thinking wedge and drive to the backer. Here it's to me. I'm thinking I'm on the block, especially if I hear jam. Okay? Not very hard. Really relatively simple. All right, now, I come to the next sheet, and then we're going to move on to the film and get going a little faster here, but this gives you a good reference. Outside zone. Same kind of pictures, right? Because nothing's really going to change, except this. Remember what I told you? It's outside zone. Do I want movement? No. I seal the front now. Well, in order to do that, common sense tells me I need wider landmarks, aiming points, steps. Everything's wider. I'm not looking to knock it back. I'm looking to seal it. Otherwise, most of the principles are intact with a few changes that'll make common sense to you. Covered man. Covered man. What do I have here, covered man? I have a head up inside or outside. He's head up, so he's classified as head up or inside are one and the same. What's my aiming point? It's the outside bicep of the defender. Remember inside zone was play side number? Well, this is outside bicep. Obviously, it's a little wider. Okay? I take my tough step up and down. I rip through that bicep. Okay? And I stay on track to that backer. Coaching point. I want to keep my outside arm free because I have a head up inside shade. Based off alignment, defender should almost have no contact unless he works out towards me because I have a wider landmark. Okay? Uncovered man. Is the shade to me or away from me? Well, head up means it's head up inside, it's to me. I'm thinking I'm going to be on that block. But here's what I want to coach you on right now. I want you to know this. Here's the point. I'm taking a wider wedge step, almost like an open pull. I'm going to open my hips a little bit. Instead of taking one step, and is the shade to or away from me? If it's to me, I'm on. If it's away, I drive to the backer. We're talking outside zone, zone option now. Now, when I know it's outside zone, I'm thinking, I am getting my hat across the defender. I am over pushing this and knocking him off the block. I'm not looking to take one step and get to here because the flow is wider. He's running. I can't wedge. He's not there, go there. I go there. That son of a gun's going to go there. The path of the back is not going to hold him for me. You follow me? So now in outside zone, the concept for the uncovered guy really in his mind is get my hat across the defender. I want to get one punch to my outside hand to the play side number and my inside hand to the midpoint of the defender. I want to get on and take that thing over. That's my mindset. That's where it's different. That uncovered man is really an open pull, get my butt over there and go. Okay? Now, this diagram, covered man, outside shade, right? Well, what's my aiming point? Same thing, outside bicep, outside zone. I'm going to take a deeper wedge step to get that landmark. Okay? Deeper wedge. Now, I'm coming with two hands to that outside bicep. Okay? And the reason I'm coming with two hands is I'm really thinking that in reality, I don't know whether he'll get me off this or not. He may not. I know I have help inside. I have no fear. So I'm going to rip and go for that outside bicep. But if he really plays a leverage game, which he's taught to, and he stretches the dog crap out of me, I got to knock it back a little bit and stay leveraged here. Uncovered man, same thing. I'm thinking overtake. Even though he's an outside shade, I'm not driving up here. I'm thinking overtake because it's outside zone. I take a deep wedge, open pull, and I'm running. Now, if I can knock him off, I'm going to do that so we can get him up here on that backer over the top. Okay, now, if in fact, as I'm running, open pulling, and go, 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 and he go, 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 and I stay on that, keep go, 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 I may not kick my guy off, but I'll meet that backer, all the way over the top, all the way over here. You follow me? Because he leveraged so far out. So I'm not going right now because the path of the back is not holding him. I'm thinking overtake, hat across, okay, open pull. But in the event, by the time I get there, he's completely ran out of it, I just stay on my path and juncture that backer way the hell over here. You follow me? Okay. So that's the subtle differences on outside zone. A couple more principles and we're almost done. All right? Now, what you need to know is what I'm talking about is a lot of principles of front side zone blocks. And you need to know when you're front side. A lot of the backside principles are really similar, so I don't want to make it harder than it is. But what I think you need to know on the backside is, especially on the inside zone, because of the proximity on the backsides, like down here, if this were a center and we were going to the right, and there was like a 3 technique and a backer back here, you need to know on the backside the tempo's quicker. Why? Because when the back's coming this way, the play side backer is going to hold a little. On the backside, if the back's coming this way, he's coming downhill faster. So what you need to know is on the front side, you have one demeanor or tempo. On the backside, usually there's another tempo involved. So you got to kind of, even though a lot of the principles are really similar, and you'll hear me talk about them that way, tempo usually is a little different. Okay? Now, the other thing in zone blocking is we have something called wall, which is a man block on the backside, and we have something called mud or man, which is a man block on the front side, okay? It's a reach block and the zone block on the front side. So we do have singular blocks, and you saw that in our numbering system. There are plenty of times you can end up singling people, okay? So you need to have some principles there, and I'll coach that up on the film too. All right, now, we have some other things here I don't need to get into right now, which are terminologies we use on some of our zone options. And then we also have another term here that I do like, which is called big reach. And big reach is really an outside zone block by an offensive lineman, so it's an outside zone or zone option. And it's a block by an offensive lineman when the defender is aligned wider than outside play side shade. Okay, so for example, if this guy, he wasn't here, like, okay, and he was all the way off here, he's not even an outside shade, that's a big reach. That means I'm ripping and pulling. Rip, reach, overtake. Open, pull, and go. He's a man removed. So in my mind, I don't think I can get 2 hands on that right now. I'm really trying to take a big wedge, pull, and I'm just trying to rip across the man. Okay? You follow me? All right, that's big reach. It's almost a real true open pull. Okay? All right, those are our principles right now. Let's put some film on. We'll do some individual work with the film, okay? Some drill work, and then we'll put it into total scheme and coach a couple plays off a scheme. All right, so you can see what we're kind of talking about right now. So understand some of these are just drills, and now having that prelim discussion we just had, you can kind of understand now a little better of what I'm talking about and say, okay, this is what this drill is for. And I'll coach the good and the bad here. All right, first thing we do, we like to work on boards. Every day we do boards. And they're just zone steps for us, you know? And first one we work on, I say, okay, here we go, outside zone, wide zone, wide zone. And what they're taking is a bigger wedge step, and they're crossing over with that back foot, okay? All right, now what I like to see is their hips open a little bit more than that, and I want to, I want to see their hips open, their shoulders open a little bit, because it's a wide zone. All right, now we go down the line, and this was day 1 of spring, so you see a little chaos here right now, which is driving me nuts. Okay, but they're just open pulls and go. Open pulls and go. Usually we'll take the starters and go one at a time, then we'll go in whole group fashion. Okay, we want to cross over. You can see we're not all on the same page here, which I apologize for. Okay, you look at the top right, that's a pretty good look at it. You look at the next guy down, we're not opening up enough. You look at the next guy down, he's not taking the right path. So you look at all the way to the right here, Jabari Holloway's got it pretty accurately here. Open your hips, good wide wedge step, cross over and get going. Okay, man removed. Switch the boards, going the same thing to the other side. You see some guys now, I apologize. That's a nice wide wedge. Look at that guy here, right here. The middle one, right here. Okay, 62. Nice job. It's doing a great job, Casey Robin here. Good open wedge. Open your shoulders a little bit more. A little bit more hip openness. Okay, a little more pullish type of activity. There it is. There it is. Nice. Great picture. Look at that. See that? That's how it should look. little wider wedge step, a little more open pull. Now we can use this technique either for a big reach because he's a man removed, or even, that might be a little wide for a regular outside zone reach where it's a, a 5 technique or an outside shade. Okay, but just generic footwork every day, getting used to it. Why? Because you're going to see on tape guys are going to false step, and you're trying to coach not to false step. Okay? All right, now, then we'll go tight zone to the right. Now, on tight zones, it's like an inside zone, okay? Now we're going to wedge. So imagine he's blocking someone by himself or no partner, or even with a partner, but by himself right now. He's going to wedge, then he's going to take his inside or back foot, and he's going to put it just inside the inside foot of the defender, okay? Essentially, he's pricking his back knee through the crotch. Wedge, boom. Aim and point, place that outside number of inside zone, right? Aim and point of outside zone, outside bicep. This is inside zone. Boom, boom. Go down the line. That's all we're doing. Here we go. Come on, come on, come on. Get it going. We got some young guys here, can't figure out the drill. It drives you nuts. There we go. There we go. See, we're not crossing over with that back step. Why? Because they know they want to get up the field with that back step on an inside zone. That's the critical mistake people make on inside zones with that back foot. They cross over. There's no power. Why do we want vertical push? Movement on inside zone. Movement. Vertical push. Get that knee up the field. Everybody with me? So we work the boards right and left inside, right and left outside. Next drill. This is called Deliver Takeover, DT. Well, this is the drill I love, and I love it for a lot of reasons. Let me just say this to you. Not only for zone blocks, but also for combination blocks, combos to a backside backer and a power play. They all have the same principles. There are some subtle differences, but remember what I told you, base principles. Hip to hip, 4 eyes on the backer, and it just teaches you how to work together. Now you can apply the individual differences of zone blocks and combo blocks, but this is a good generic work together deal, okay? First thing we're teaching is getting them fit up on the bag. It's as if they've already stepped on their first step. They're now hip to hip. So we're pre-fitting them in that hip to hip position. And they got to get used to being cheek to cheek and working that way. What happens is if they put their outside hands in these blocks, their hips are going to swing away from the double team, and they're going to take their eyes away from the backer they're working to. Okay? So I want to get them to work together. Hip to hip and drive. Knees up, get off your toes. Okay? They need a lot of work here. This was day 1 of spring, and they need a lot of work. But when you really learn how to combination block, zone or combo, combination block, some of the principles are similar. Your 4 eyes to the backer, your hip to hip. So that's what we're working on right now more than anything else. The double team right now. The double team, the essence of movement. Okay? And guys are struggling here, believe me. Part of it's because, we have no pads on, the bag guy holding the bag is not accurate, but a lot of it's just got to do with the fact of learning how to work together and not against each other. Get your shoulder in the block, get your hips in the block, separating there a little bit, okay? You understand what we're doing. We're pre-fit and we're working some double teams right now. We have a backer there, but we're not concerned about them. Just work together, work together, work together. Okay? Zone block, mate block, together, together, together. All right, now what we're doing is we're trying to get used to, all right, how do we get to that pre-fit double team position from our stance? All right, they step together, they get shoe to shoe, they get hip to hip. Okay? Keep your outside hand out of the block and get hip to hip. There it is, set. So I'm going, okay, we're going 1, 2, on 1 together, on 2 drive, set, 1, boom, 2, boom, move it, move it, move it. See how their hips separated when I said live, 2? You're watching it really, truly on the first times doing it. But it's great because you're seeing all the problems and what needs to be done. And of course, you got to coach the defender. When I say 1, they got to meet him with the bag or everything's out of whack because real defensive guys move up the field. Set, 1, 2. They stepped on each other's toe a little bit. Say it. Okay, so anyways, you get the picture. It's not very complicated. 1. Now they overstep. They're hogging the block. Got to get used to having it, not hogging it. Got to get used to stepping together, laterally, not stepping forward. All these things you got to coach. It's hard. There it is. There's a good together move, but they can't seem to balance it up. Say, there we go. Come on now, drive, 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 drive. So it's a process, believe me. It takes a while, but when they get it, they get pretty comfortable with it, and they get pretty good at it. It's like anything else. You got to rep it out. You got to teach it. You got to break it down, and that's what we're doing here. So right now, we're just breaking down that double team. Now you see us going 1, 2. 1 they fit, 2 they go. The next thing we want to do is right from, and I don't even know if I have a picture of it. Next thing is just set hike, and just step together and drive in one motion. Not one fit, two live. You follow me? So just rip the double team next. Start with a pre-fit, drive it. Go to a 1-2 fit drive, then go to a live. Here's a live. Ready, set, hike, boom. Not bad, not bad. A little uneven. Hey, look at him on his toes. Look at him leaning on his toes. Look at that. See, just because he's hogging a block, he gets tripped up on the foot of the other guy. He's trying to take too much. Those are all good learning processes. Now, whether we're working to a backside backer on a combination block, whether we're going to zone block or to play side backer, that's irrelevant right now. Okay? That's the drill. Now, next phase of the drill. All right, that's pretty good. Next phase of the drill, we're going to pre-fit them here in a minute. Again, we're going to get a pre-fit. There we go. And they're going to work to a linebacker. So now from the pre-fit spot, all right, they're going to get 4 eyes on the backer. One is going to be the deliverer, and one's going to be the takeover-er, right? If that backer comes down to the right side guy is going to deliver with his inside arm, the down lineman, and come off and two-hand the backer. If the backer goes the other way, then he is going to be the guy. Well, let me just say this again. If he comes to the right side, the right guy is going to be deliver and get on the backer. The other guy is going to be the takeover guy, get his hat across the defender, two hands in, and drive, right? Deliver, take over. So if they all have 4 eyes on the backer and they can get a visual on this, they can all be reactive to it quicker, all right, as opposed to having to wait to feel it. Now, if the back goes the other way, then obviously 89, the left side guy, is the deliverer and get on the backer, and then 76 is the takeover guy, and he's going to get his hat across, right? Basic principles. Because we got to have great finish. If one just exits the block when he sees fit, then we don't have a finish to it, and we want to coach the finish. Deliver. Here it is. Good job by the right guy to tackle here. Good job. Now let's watch the 89, the tight end now. How fast is he taking it over? Deliver. Take it over. A little sloppy, a little slow. Could be better. That's the finish to the backer. It's called deliver, take over. Now, is it a combo block? Is it a zone block? That's irrelevant. It's the mechanics and the fundamentals of 4 eyes. Who's the deliverer? Who's the takeover guy off the double team, right? So we're doing it from a pre-fit spot. We're trying to hone it down, right? We don't want to go immediately to the whole progression. We started with a pre-fit double, then a 1-2 fit live drive double, then live double, then pre-fit double to a backer, then 1-2 fit to the backer, then live to the backer. You follow me? Break it down for them. Don't give them too many tasks at one. Let them home down and get comfortable before you put the hole. Park, hole. Park, hole. Same principles as the way we teach everything. Here we go. Drive, deliver. Get the backer, square the block up on the backer, take it over. See the young down lineman here? See how he never gets his hat across? Never gets his hat across. Never drives that left hand in and gets his face across the helmet. Never does it. I think you get the drill. Okay? Now, that's just a generic drill we do, deliver, take over, and every day. I think it's a good everyday deal. Now, we're going to a generic zone blocks, kind of what we had on the sheet. Remember I had the overhead? All right, so now we're just talking inside zone. We got an outside shade. Got 2 guys working together. I don't care who they are. That could be a center and a left guard. That could be a tackle and a right tackle and tight end. That could be a left guard to center, right? All those configurations are the same in the end. All right, now covered guy. Covered guy in front of me here. He's covered. Does he have an outside shade, head up inside? It's outside shade. Uncovered lineman. He's making the call. Is the shade to him or away? It's away. So they take wedge steps, right? Aiming points, outside play side number for the down man, for the covered man. Wedge step. He's going to double punch the play side number. No threat of an inside move. He has a mate. Uncovered man. Snap his eyes right now. Wedge step. Is the shoulder to me? Shoulder's not to me. I wedge. I drive to the backer. Shoulder to me. I'm hip to hip on the double team. Okay? All right. Good wedge step. Boom. So I'm doing a 1-2 drill. Set 1, 2. I'm just getting a feel for it. That's all we're doing here right now. Okay? Obviously, a lot of things could happen. Obviously, that shade could drive inside and would cause the tackle, the right guy here to squeeze on it and cause the uncovered guy to be on it, and we could end up in a double team even though we don't have a pre-thought process of that. So I'm just giving them a couple of looks here, just kind of a configuration, a covered and an uncovered and an outside shade. And that's all we're doing, inside zone work, okay? 1-2, 1-2. Obviously, we can go from 1-2 to live, which we're going to do here in a minute. But we're working footwork, we're working fundamentals, thought process, break it down, part whole. Okay? Giving everyone a rep, giving them all a rep, working in a group of 4 and just clockwise rotating it. So everyone gets a shot of being uncovered, everyone gets a shot of being covered, because they're all going to be in those positions based on the defense. Right? That's what I love about it. You can coach them all generically. It don't matter to me what position. At least some of the base fundamentals can be generic, you know? Eventually you like to be specific, but right now, just the fundamentals of footwork and covered uncovered are nice. And his hat's too far inside here, but you understand. All right, let's see if is this live? Yeah, all right, now we're just going okay. All right, I'm saying now, okay, we're not going 1-2, now we're just going live. Rip off the ball and go. Say it, hike! And that's what they're doing. Boom, boom. Wedge step, no color comes to him, no shoulder, boom up on a linebacker, down covered man, wedge step, two-hand punch to play side number. His hands are a little reckless, so the left hand's a little wide, should be tighter. But you get the picture. Just drilling this one little look with a progressional fashion for inside zone. Now the uncovered man senses a little near shoulder, senses a little color, so he takes his wedge step and he actually takes his hand and secures it a little bit. There's no rush, a little patience. Make sure of the down man first. Don't be in a hurry to the backer. Okay? Now, obviously you can set up all the different looks. I don't need to keep running this film. That's an outside shade for the covered man, okay? Now, the next thing that might be logical is slant that outside shade, right? Slant them. So now we can understand the concept that pre-thought process can change. They need to know that, okay? So that might be the next progression. Right now I'm not doing that, but we you know, that's a part of our sequence, okay? I might do it actually. I can't remember so long ago. Here, let's see. Let's see if I do. I think I might. I can't tell right now. Let's let it go. You know, I don't think we're running it right here. Okay, now, no, all we're working on now is a head-up inside shade for the right guy, and I don't think I have what I want here. You can't see it and I can't see it, but that backer is overshifted. This should not be jammed. See how they're jam stepping? We don't jam step unless it's a real stack. This is not a stack, so we shouldn't be jam stepping. This covered guy who's got a head-up inside shade should take a tough step. Up and down with his right foot is what he should be doing. Up and down with his right foot. Okay, gain no ground. The uncovered guy is accurate, okay? And then that's what should be happening. We weren't doing that right. Let's see if I correct it. I don't remember if I do. Yeah, there it is. Up and down. You can't see it, but he's stepping up and down now. Keeping his outside hand free and off. Good job. So I'm trying to give you a picture of the 1-2. We went outside shade for the cover man. Now we're going head up inside shade for the cover man, right? Both looks you saw on the paper before. There it is. And we're working that tempo for that block, okay? Same principle. What's happening on day one is I'm trying to explain to them it's generic, but they're trying to put a position association with it, and we're getting messed up here. So it's a little messed up here, but that's okay. Let's just move on here. Let's see if we get one more picture of that head up inside shade with a tough step. No. See, we're not getting that right now. Okay. Okay. I did a poor job on this day explaining what we want. I think you understand after that explanation what we want. We want to work a head up. Covered man has an cover man outside shade, cover man head up inside shade. That's all we really wanted to get done here. Now, whether we're going to the right or to the left is irrelevant. And but here's we decided we're going to go left now. But again, is he head up inside? Yes. Now I think what we decided to work to was a stack backer, so we jam it. Jam. But isn't that almost like deliver takeover drill, right? See the stack? Dead zero stacks. So now we jam step. That means step together, outside hands free, deliver, take over. Pretty good rep at that. So those are the three looks. The same three looks you saw on the paper. Covered man outside shade, right? Covered man head up inside shade, and then kind of an inside down guy with a stack backer that we jam step. So wedge step, tough step, jam step for the covered guy. Wedge step, tough step, jam step for the covered guy. Uncovered's always a wedge step, always. Okay? Pretty good pictures. All right, I want to move on. We can stand here all day, but there's a lot of footage here of just re-repping all that stuff. And, you know, probably I should give you a couple shots of movement. That might have been a movement there. I don't know, but let's see. Let's see. Nah, I'm working stack deals right now. Okay? I thought I had a movement in here, but I don't believe I do. Let me fast forward these pictures. I'm sorry, we'll get through these. I don't want to waste all the time here right now. Maybe at the end here there's some movement deals. Yeah, this might be it right here. Okay? This might... Nope. No, I think we're still jam stepping here. All right, anyways, let's go to some half line looks. Now, remember now, we took some generic work on technique. I showed you early some of the concepts and the numbering. We're working in the backside blocks right now of an inside zone. That's the center, left guard, left tackle, tight end. Okay, that's what that is. Now that's the backside of Eagle defense. The shade 5-9 will be to the right. The 3 and the 6 or 7 here is to the left with a backer. So backside Eagle defense. So we're working backside technique right now. Remember I told you, we like to work play side and we like to work backside. This is all backside. 0 is that shaded nose for the center. He's going to wedge right now, punch his inside knee through the inside leg of the defender. That's what he's doing. He's on his own. The left guard and left tackle are working together on a backside wedge block. A lot of the same principles are the same. Let's talk about them. The covered man. The left guard's the covered man. The play is going to the right. It's an inside zone to the right. Now, he's saying, okay, am I covered or am I uncovered? I'm covered. Is it a head-up inside shade or an outside shade? It's a head-up inside shade for him, okay? I know you might say, well, it could be, if he's backside, it might be outside. It's head-up inside shade. What's he going to do? He's going to tough step, up and down with his inside foot, tough. Or left guard, up and down with his inside foot, tough. Keep his right arm free. They're going to get 4 eyes to the backer they're working to. Now, the left tackle, he's the uncovered guy, right? Is the shade to him or is the shade away? Well, that shade is to him. He should be coming with a wedge step, which is he doesn't have a very good one. He's turning his hips. He should wedge, come with 2 hands, get hip to hip. The guard is going to tough. He's gaining ground. It should be up and down. See the gain? That's the problem. He should be up and down. They should be hip to hip. That's why the tackle can't join him now. And they should get vertical push with the left guard's arm free, straight up the field to that backer, not coming off that double team until that backer distinguishes himself. The tight end is on his own back here. He's wedged, and he's kind of too wide. Okay? So we're just going to rep that out. Very specific backside blocking technique versus these looks. I don't like, there's not enough vertical press on that double team. Okay? That's better vertical push now. Kind of got that corrected a little bit. Everybody follow me what we're doing now? We're just working half lines. Okay? Wedge up the field, vertical press. Now the tackle's hogging the block. So we're not really married up really good here right now. And, a lot of that's got to do with the pressure and the resistance by the defense. Okay, so we're just trying to get some handles on some of this stuff right now, all right? All right, let's just take a look at here. All right, we're just repping. Trying to get a feel. That's what you do all practice on. Now, we might change the front and change the count and everything else, okay? We may do that. I think now we're working backside technique, outside zone. We're on the backside of an outside zone. More of an open pull now. See the wider landmarks? See, we're really open. We're ripping and running right now. Ripping and running. Now, the left guard is swing stepping 2 backwards. We want to have a deep wedge, but not backwards. Gain some ground, open your hips, and go. But not bad, not terrible. So we worked an inside zone backside technique. Now we're working an outside zone backside technique, which we're all pulling a chain and going. Okay? Just a couple of good examples. Now we're back to some other deals here. Let's see what's going on. Now we got that 3 technique moving. You know what I mean? See? Now that tackle's wedging, shades to him, guard's got air, he's up on the backer. Just different looks, and, it's a constant deal. All right, now we changed the look up a little bit, right? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Now we're on the half line backside of the right side now. Same deal. Now the right side's working backside. See the tight end here cross over? That's poor. Up the field, inside zone, vertical push. This is inside zone. Good wedge step by the right tackle. Color to him, shoulder to him, thinking double team. See, he has, Kurt's tendency to be on his toes, so he has a tendency to go down like this because of that. And the center's a little backstep-ish, going nowhere here. Okay, but you coach that up as you go. Okay? All right, let's fast forward this. We got some footage here, and this tape is getting really, really long, and I don't want it to be. All right? Got a lot of this stuff here. Let's see. I'm going to go to the next deal. All right. Once again, we're working half lines play side. Now we're working play sides to a 5 and a 9 right now. Let's see if I can get it geared up, get what I'm talking about here. Now this is backside again. I didn't have any front side footage. I just went from front side to backside. No, I'm sorry. Front side. Here we go. Centers to the right. It's the left guard, left tackle, and tight end. Now this is the front side of Eagle defense, shade 5-9. We were on the back side before, now we're on the front side. So this is the zone block between the tackle and the center. For example, that nose over the center that you can't see, that's 0, that's 1, 2, 3, right? Good wedge step by the left guard. Good wedge step by the left tackle. Left tackle's punching the play side number. Left guard's wedging. Is the shoulder to him? No, he's up on the backer. If the shoulder or colors to him, he'd be on the double team. If it slants to him, double. If it doesn't, he end up single and up, right? Pretty good picture of that. So those are just different half-line looks to different looks. Like here's a stack looking deal, the same left side. Bubble backer over to center, 3 technique over to guard. Now the center and the left guard are working together, kind of like the guard and the tackle were with that same kind of look, right? To the center right now, that shades away. To the guard right now, he's covered, that's an outside shade, right? Same pictures, doesn't matter who the people are. Now to the tackle, he's working with the tight end. Now the tackle, he's saying, okay, that shades away from me. The tight end's saying, I'm covered, I got an outside shade. I wedge step, double punch the outside bicep. Well, guess what happens now? We got movement by both of them. So even though the tackle's thinking wedge and get to the backer, now I wedge, color comes to me, boom, I'm on it. Now what you'd like to coach here more at the tight end is squeeze that a little bit. Don't pass it off. Just squeeze. Don't be in a hurry to go to the backers. Always take care of the down guys. Movement on the double teams, lay it on the linebacker. We're too much in a hurry, and we got to coach that up. Okay? All right, I'm going to go to the next pictures here, the next deal. We got a couple of shots, I think, of some whole groups here. I believe we do. I'm not hang on, I don't know if that's exactly the picture we want. Let's see. Yeah, now we're running an inside zone to the left to stack defense. Okay? Tackle, left tackle and tight end are working together. Wedge, color doesn't come to him up on the backer. Center and left guard are working together. Wedge, guy goes inside, color shows for the center. Center's on it, they're working together to the mic. Again, remember I told you before, for the covered guy, if that thing spikes under, just kind of squeeze it off. Don't be in a hurry to leave the double team. And on the backside, they got a backside block together. That inside shade ends up spiking back, right? So you got the right guard here right now is thinking, okay, I am covered. I'm coming with 2 hands to the play side number, wedge step. It disappears. I squeeze. The backside tackle's thinking, color's away from me. I'm going to come up on the backer. All of a sudden, color's to him. He's on the double team. I think you get the picture. Okay? Now the next box here, we're just going back to some generic outside zone schemes. Now all of a sudden, remember how we showed you inside zone generics? Now we're working outside zone. What's the difference in the two? Remember what I told you. The covered man, he's got a wider landmark. Instead of the play side number, he's now got the outside bicep. Uncovered man, we're not wedging and leaving. We're wedging and trying to take over, whether the shade's to me or away from me. Here the shade is to him. So the covered man, we're toughing and we're ripping. He shouldn't be gaining ground on that tough step. We're toughing and we're ripping through the bicep. Not looking to get a lot of contact, not looking for movement, looking to lock the box, get up on the backer. Uncovered man, wedging, and I'm going. I'm taking a bigger wedge, and I'm really looking to get my hat across. I want to get my left hand here, my inside hand to the midpoint, my right hand to the outside number. I want to get my hat across the target, and I want to take it over fast. Because it's outside zone, I'm thinking lock the box, seal it. So that's all we're doing. We're just repping that out now. Taking some repetitions, both directions, going on a 1-2, then we're going to go on 1. And we're just working all the technique right now for outside zone or zone options, okay? Which is different steps, different landmarks. So that's what you see here. Not real complicated. See how the uncovered guy's really working to take this thing over right now? Nice job. Look at those nice wedge steps, nice and deep. We're ripping and running. I like it. I really like it a lot. Look at that. Boom. Outside zone, zone option. Lock the box. Lock the box. We're going to work head up inside shades for the covered guy. And for the uncovered guy, we're going to work outside shades, right? We're going to go all the same looks. Wider steps, wider landmarks, uncovered guy over press. Nice job. Rip and run. Rip and run. Rip and run. Rip and run. Go, go, go. You got help inside. Go, go, go. Not enough step here by the right side guy. See that? For an outside zone, that's poor. Gain some ground, man. Open pull. Go! Man, these guys are hauling. They're taking off. They got either a zone option or a wide path by the back. They're not hanging there waiting for you. They're reading hats and running. You got to rip and run. Everybody with me? Okay, just kind of getting through that as fast as I can here. Yeah, I think you got the idea of the drills. I think you understand the premise. I think you got a good sense of that, which is important. All right, now let's just take a look at one play for right now, for argument's sake. Okay. All right, now whether it's 2 tight ends and 1 back or 1 tight end and 2 backs, that's irrelevant. Let's just go, let's have one summary shot, okay? One summary shot, inside zone. Count system. Right to the right of the center is 0, then 1, and then 2 over the right tackle and 3 over the tight end, right? We got the 1 and 2 stack over the left tackle and left guard, and we got number 3 outside the left tackle there. Now, if there's a tight end there, he'd have number 3, or it's the fullback assuming the role of the tight end, he's got 3. So we all know right now, after the center makes a 0 call, who we have. We all got it, no problem, okay? So now, the tight end is thinking, I'm blocking number 3 on my own, the right tight end. He wedge steps inside foot through the inside foot of the defender, knee through the crotch. It's probably a little tight, probably needs to be on the outside play side number. Same with the tackle. He has a poor wedge step. He doesn't really get his hat and hands to the outside play side number. He's working his zone because the right guard has said to him, hey, my man's off the line of scrimmage. He made his own call with him. Right guard takes a wedge step. Did the shoulder come to him? No. He wedges and he dries up on the backer. There it is. Center's on his own. He's got 0. He has no zone call. He stays on his own. Wedge, probably too deep a wedge step. He's not getting his back knee up. He's not getting any ground with his second steps. Not real good. You know, he stays after it. Good aggressiveness. The right guard is a tough step, right? He's covered. Is he got an outside shade or head up inside? He's head up inside. Tough step. Then he's going to get the ball, the shoulder in the block, knee up the field. Vertical push. The right tackle wedge steps. Is the shade to or away from him? It's to him. It's a backside block, faster tempo. Okay, he's going to get on this with 2 hands. They're going to get vertical push. I think the left guard left a little too early. We should have stayed on the double team longer. Would have helped the tackle. Would have been cleaner. The fullback takes the place of the backside tight end with an inside cutoff. The back is pressing the line of scrimmage. The key to these plays is denting the line of scrimmage. If they dent us, we don't have a good play. If we dent them and the back can get into the line and make a break late, we got a chance for a play. The back finds the seam and hits it. Not great, not clean, but I think you can understand the principles of what we've drilled and what we've talked about, you know, come more to a reality. Okay, let's just go to the next picture. Let's just see if we can just get a couple of front changes to reiterate our count system. All right, now we've got a stacked front. 0 is the Mike backer over to center, slightly shaded to the right. 1 is, you know, head up inside that right guard. 2 is the stack back over to right tackle. 3 is over to tight end. On the back side, 1 is on the outside shoulder of left guard. 2 is the stack backer. 3 is on the tight end. Okay? So we've made our calls. So that tight end knows he's got 3. Tackle knows he's got 2. Tackle made a zone call with the tight end because he's off the line of scrimmage defender he has. All right, they zone call it. Tight end zone steps outside play side number 2 and punch. Tackle takes a wedge step. Does the shoulder come to him? It's a little gray. He should have more patience. He should wedge. He should get hip to hip and be a little more patient, secure the down block. Instead, he kind of half fumbles and because he's on his toes, which we said before, and he's not under control here right now. Should have just been a little more control, and we would have been able to kind of double team that thing over to that backer. Right guard, wedge step, double punch the play side number. Bring your inside knee through the crotch of the defender. Okay. Center, wedge step. Is the color to him? No. But in process, en route to the backer over scrapes. See how he puts the hand there right now? He has one indicator up because, you know, that's the smart thing to do. And he gets on it. Well, actually, this is almost a head up inside. The center's kind of thinking I'm on that block, you know, tell you the truth. So I wedge. I'm kind of on it. It kind of stretches. I'm in a hurry. I'm not going to be in a hurry to get to the backer. I just kind of patient. Secure the down man first. Left side. Wedge, right? Tough step. The only thing I don't like on this step right now is when you're up and down with a head up inside shade, don't get whiff. Up and down. Don't work away from the defender. He's working away. Get vertical push. Tackle. Wedge step. 2 hands in on the double team. Not terrible. You know, I think the left guard could have been cleaner. Tight end on the backside is really poor. He loses the block. He should wedge, punch his inside knee through the crotch, and hold the point. Hold the point. See, if this backside left tackle, left guard were a little longer on the double team, a little cleaner, we would have dented this a little bit better, and we would have had a better alley to hit. But overall, not bad. So we had one eagle front, now we have a stacked front, okay? You know, then we got a bunch of other deals. But I mean, I think right now, just to pause this, I think the most important thing is that regardless of the formation and regardless of the front, can we understand the numbering system? Do we understand the generic concepts of, am I covered or am I uncovered? If I'm covered, is it head up outside shade? Is it an inside shade? Okay? If I'm uncovered, is it to me or away from me? More importantly, is it inside zone movement or is it outside zone overtake? You just keep beating these principles to death. You just keep working on them in whole part theory on the practice field. Irregardless of your position, you understand the concepts. You have linemen that are interchangeable. Tight end, everyone's interchangeable. You have a concept, you have a scheme, you can hang your hat on it, and everyone's on the same page with communication. You got a power run, you got an outside run, wonderful, okay? And you can coach it. I'm sorry the tape is so long, but I think it gives you a great feel for the zone concepts, which is what I wanted to talk you through. I hope you find some value in it. Thanks very much.